I'm Sophie. I'm going to start with a new poem that I was recently commissioned to write by Clinic for a pamphlet of Simpsons poems that they'll be putting out pretty soon. I think they commissioned around 10 of us, and we were allowed to pick an episode of The Simpsons or a Simpsons character, some aspect to focus on in the poem. And I went with Patty and Selma, and specifically the episode where Selma falls in love with and marries Sideshow Bob, so she's writing to him while he's in prison, and a part of that letter is excerpted in here. Dear number 24601, the future is an eye that I don't dare look into. Last night I dreamed I was a ball of fire and woke up on the wrong side of the room. This is a recurring dream. I share an apartment with my twin sister. Enclosed is a photo of us on a tandem bike. I forget which one I am. Sometimes I wake up believing I am her, she is me, and there is nothing about the day to indicate otherwise. Weeks stack up this way. As a girl, I did not do well with other children. Unable to see the fun in games, which were only ever maddening, I paid close attention to the weather, delighting in hail and not much else, save a prized collection of Hummel figurines, derived from the pastoral sketches of Sister Maria Innocentia Hummel, German Franciscan nun and talented artist. Her simple, peaceful works drew the enduring hatred of Hitler himself. You know, Hummel translates as bumblebee in German, and they say she was always buzzing around. What do you think? Do we grow into our names, or does Kismet know a thing? One name can mean too much, the other not nearly enough. The small things make a difference, like sitting on the white cushion as opposed to the blue. White is pure, of course, but my soul's been in the bargain bin since Russia and Lenin's tomb. I had a moment there, among the balustrades, and once that moment had expired, it graduated from a moment to a life. This is a shorter poem, Anna Karenina. Everyone has a future, but some have more than others. Lucia has made 7 for herself, pails full of oil, all dark and density and difficult for a girl to carry with 2 arms and a yoke. Auntie says, do not worry so much over your future, but my future, there is only one. My future has heard this and has become loud. I guess this next one is kind of a fluff poem. It's made up of popular phrases from an online phrase book, 8 phrases. My drink is getting lonely. Would you like to join me with yours? What's your name? How long does the journey take? My father is a policeman. I do not have a brother. My birthday is January 8th. Your breath smells like peaches. Can you give me something for the pain? Another short one that was made with the help of online translation generators. Suburb. Suburb that friends come and leave. Suburb that friends come and leave, but that is enough. No matter, suburb. Suburb fierceness at interviewer. Suburb happiness isn't based in properties. Suburb I'm alone. Suburb I'm bleak. I'll read now a few short ones from a series called Abstracts. Essay. As expected, we found that in the orchard there was no earthly moisture, and glass went to waste visually. Some surgeons quiesced, others billowed. They had no good reaction to the vile patch and perished there in obscurity. Once this was known, I made my way by car together with hundreds of others, discovering water, concluding stone. I've listened closely to music, but prefer interviews or debates. I scratch away at a few identifiable causes. The self is a divisible product. I'm typing compositions, anti-assessments to breed more space. Consider the road, no worse than another, and the clouds bank, which is not, in fact, white. The pupil. We trialled without trouble until the process became a trap. We compared one tense, wherein everything could be explained in definite terms, and another, pale, unformed. What was our decision? Through the compression of a supervised winter, we turned into stones, sat there until we cultivated for ourselves a tangible moment. When I stand, I do not wish to talk. When I leave, I pinch my bristle. This is not negative with respect to connotations. When your daughter carries off the saucer with meat, it is the prologue of a problem. I, already in a worn motor car, am just one liaison in this scenario. I'll finish with a longer poem. It's about a scaffold. Healers. I encountered a scaffold outside the Holy Trinity Church in Vladimir, Russia. At first, I didn't notice her, slumped against the side of the church. She was pretty small for a scaffold, pretty unassuming. Her safety mesh was torn in places and sun-bleached all over and threatened to dislodge due to a forceful wind that was typical of the season. She was shaking. She was fundamentally insecure. She told me that good foundations are essential, that the men who had put her together hadn't taken advantage of the right opportunities. Now, each day, someone came by, called her unsafe and also a liability, then left, failing also to initiate the dismantling process that, yes, would have been painful and slow, but kinder. International visitors to the church blamed her for the mess of tools and rags on the grounds and for the fact that they could no longer view the church's celebrated mural depicting Saint Artemy of Vicola, unusually pious, highly venerated child saint killed by lightning. His dead body radiated light, never showed signs of decay, and was in fact said to have effected multiple miracles of healing. I said comforting things to the scaffold, but she only seemed to lean more heavily against the side of the church. We are rarely independent structures, she said, before she dropped a bolt pin, which released a long section of tube, which released another bolt pin, which released several wooden boards, that scraped another tube and made an unbearable sound. Thanks.